Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We're pleased to be joined by Anthony Alfredo, the driver of the number 38 Ford for Front Row Motorsports in the NASCAR Cup Series. How's it going, man?
Doing well, thanks, Casey. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. So, kind of go through how this rookie season has gone for you so far. It's been a while since we've talked. So, how do you think that your year is going so far? A lot of learning, a lot of things that have happened, a lot of new tracks for you. So what's it been like?
Well, it's definitely been a challenge. I think the most challenging part has been having no practice or qualifying. There's no more difficult time in the history of motorsports to be a rookie than the last 2 years. And I was both a rookie in the Xfinity Series and now the Cup Series facing that obstacle. But I think we've adapted to it and almost overcome it in a way because we've had really successful runs and done a good job. More importantly, we've developed a lot of great chemistry as a team and gotten better every week. I do think we've had a lot of bad luck and it's been a very up and down year. We've had our fair share of mechanical issues. I feel like we've been taking out a lot here the last few weeks because we're running better and around other guys that maybe don't like us up there, but just trying to gain their respect, what I think is the right way, which is just running my own race, being clean and smart. And then, of course, we've been in the wrong place, wrong time. And, even I've made a couple mistakes as expected. So there's been a lot of things kind of that have made this year like a roller coaster. But after this little break for the Olympics, I'm excited to get back. I think everyone had a nice physical, mental reset.
Yeah, speaking of that big break, how was it? What did you do? And have you been watching the Olympics?
Yeah, I've been tuning in when I can, and I have all the notifications on my phone. So a lot of the events are going on when I'm asleep, but at least I can wake up in the morning and see how the United States performed. I went home after Loudon, New Hampshire, and hung out with my family for a week, got to catch up with them, do a lot of fun things. And then I went to the Outer Banks for the last week. Did a little bit of fishing, beaching, and a little bit of pooling. So it was a good time and just ready to get after it now.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, speaking of this break, how have you do you, as a driver, would you, as I know a lot of drivers were saying that maybe they would like to see this going forward, maybe a break, midway break in the season. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of guys definitely enjoyed it. For myself, being a rookie and obviously running part-time the last few years, I haven't raced a whole lot. And this year I've been racing so much and I've loved it. So I wanted to get right back to racing, but the break was definitely much needed. I feel good, feel great physically and mentally from that. Like I said, maybe subconsciously I needed it, but I didn't want it. But like I said, this is my first year. So I'm kind of that ambitious, anxious young rookie where everybody else is just they've been doing it for a long time and they've enjoyed the 2-week break. So I don't think it's a bad thing to keep everyone kind of focused and come back for, the just under the second half of the year.
Yeah. So going on after this, you got Watkins Glen this weekend, another road course somewhere that you haven't been to in a while. Or I'm not sure if you raced there when in K&N and stuff, but how do you think how exciting is it to go there again?
Well, it's exciting because that one's a little bit further from home for me, but I was actually born in New York, not that far upstate, but that'll make it fun. Just have a couple of my family members are going to make the hike up there. And I know I've really enjoyed road racing here recently, taking a liking to it, put a lot of work into trying to get better at it. So I think going to Watkins Glen is going to be great for us. Obviously, it's going to be another challenging road course to not have any practice or qualifying after myself being a rookie, but we'll just try to do all we can to have a successful race.
I know you got a couple of fun tracks coming up. You got Indianapolis coming up, Michigan, a track that you're very familiar with. How exciting are those places, especially my home state of Michigan as well? How excited are you to head back to the Irish Hills?
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I got to race the truck there a couple of years ago. Had a great run going, got ended on a late race restart, but we ran well inside the top 5 most of the day. Had a great showing there. And then I went back actually with David Gilliland racing last year in an ARCA car. Yeah. So we got to finish top 5 in that, get a little bit of laps on what was an off weekend for me. So I enjoyed that. Hopefully those laps will help me out when we go there in the Cup Series.
Yeah. And then coming up, we got 2 kind of road course races, Michigan, Daytona. on there, but kind of focus on those 2 road course races. How do you feel like you've done on the road courses so far?
I think I've improved a lot. Obviously at Sonoma, we were well inside the top 10 before we got taken out on that late restart. It's just that place, I think is sort of like Watkins Glen in a way. It's a little bit of a shorter road course. I loved racing there because it kind of reminded me of my late model days, believe it or not, because even though it was a road course, just the surface, how worn it out it was and how you had to manage your tires and your brakes. I think I was able to adapt to it. I really enjoyed racing there. And at the end of the race, we were able to capitalize to put ourselves in position for what would have been an excellent day for our team. Michael and I were both, my teammate Michael McDowell and I were both in the top 10 at the end. Neither of us, I think we both ended up like 29th and 30th because we were wrecked on the last lap. But it was fun racing up there, showing those guys I could compete there. And it gave me a lot more confidence on the road courses. So it was definitely rewarding to see all that work I've been putting in pay off because, you know, I'm relatively new to the whole road racing side of things. And there's so many on the schedule now, you know, you can't throw those races away. Not to mention, I really enjoyed it, but I wasn't very good at it to start. So I wanted to get better. I still do. And then to go back to Indy's actually one of the ones I'm most excited about because we do have practice and qualifying. And more importantly for myself, I actually got to run the Xfinity Series race there. So I feel like I might have the slightest advantage before the start of practice. By the time the race comes, everyone will be on the same page, but it should just help me kind of get up to speed quicker.
Okay, last thing, favorite Olympic sport and what else, and favorite athlete that you have so far?
Oh man. Well, I will say I was a big skateboarder growing up and I was so pumped to see skateboarding in the Olympics this year. So I was pulling for Nigel Houston because I was a little kid in the stands and watched him win one of his street league skateboarding championships. He won a ton that year. I think he was in his late teens at that time, but that was cool to see skateboarding in. And I'm a huge fan of all those types of action sports. So.
Oh yeah. All right, good stuff. Anthony Alfredo, thanks so much for coming on. Good luck this weekend at Watkins Glen. We'll see you in a few weeks out at the Irish Hills at Michigan.
Thank you.